What's going on, y'all? Manifest Mitchell here with another video for you today. Do people who look rich actually have any money? How appearances can be very deceiving and why I would rather look broke than rich. The short answer to this question is maybe, but there's a good chance they don't. The truth is, the vast majority of common assets and simple possessions in America are financed. Cars are bought with loans, homes are bought with mortgages. Even status symbols like watches or suits are bought with credit cards. Now that's not to say that people that borrow money for these types of things have money elsewhere, like in a 401k, in investment, or in their business. But a lot of times they don't actually own the things that they have. Just in vehicles alone, collectively we have over $1 trillion in car debt. Half of Americans finance their cars, and the average monthly payment for a car note is $500 a month. Now before I go any further, I just want to clarify that I don't think it's a bad thing to have nice things. There's nothing wrong with owning nice things, especially if you work hard and save your money. I just don't want those things to own you. But what I do want is for you to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. In America, for the most part, I feel like people want to give off the impression of success, wealth, power, and status in the community. Whether it's because they want to impress potential mates or romantic partners, future business prospects, or just other people in general, I feel like people finance or buy things outside of their means to give the impression to other people that they do well for themselves. It's almost like a self-conscious void that people have, that they want to impress other people with the things they have or the image that they portray. It's funny because when people want to impress other people, they put their money or money that they've borrowed into flashy things that go down in value over time, which is ironic because this is the very opposite of wealth building principles. Now for the purposes of this video, I did decide to kind of dress up and present myself as somebody who does well for themselves, just to prove a point that appearances are everything. You know, this isn't the nicest suit out there or anything, but it's definitely a couple $100s new in the store. This watch isn't too bad either. I think it'd be like 120 or 150 bucks new in the store. Even my class ring that I'm wearing right now, I think it was like $450. It's actually made of rose gold, and that's a big old rock right there. That's my birthstone. I got a little jingle going on as well. If I dress like this on the street every day, people would probably start thinking, oh, who's this guy? He probably does pretty well for himself. But, like I said, looks can be deceiving. This is usually how I go about my day, and when people take a look at me, they would just never think, oh, that kid's an active investor. He's trying to build his own business. He's on a path to be financially independent and retire early. They're probably more like, who's this bum? He looks like he just rolled out of bed. This kid's definitely a stoner.
It's the one and only Digo Double G. Snoop Dogg. You know I'm mobbing with the D-R-E.
If I had dressed like this at the beginning of the video, you probably would have been thinking to yourself, why would I take financial advice from a guy in a band t-shirt and a beanie? But presenting myself in a suit, nice watch, people are probably more likely overall to take my advice and take me more seriously as a financial guy. Now, I'm not going to tell you how much money I have or what my net worth is, but to be honest, I'd rather have people thinking that I'm broke or I have no money rather than thinking that I'm wealthy. Essentially, I could give a shit about what people think about my appearance, and I'd rather keep hidden the knowledge and information about my current financial picture. Let me explain this to you in two different scenarios. If I wanted to look rich, I would need to purchase a luxury car, maybe some more high-end clothing and accessories, and I would have to start going out in public for the sole purpose of other people watching me spend money. Like eating at high-end restaurants, gambling in the casino, dropping racks at the strip club, and even though I definitely have money saved up for these kinds of things, most of these expenditures are burned up immediately or lose their value altogether over time. Like I said earlier, I would rather put my money into things that are going to go up in value rather than piss that money away. Maybe people would see me doing these things and want to start hanging out with me and become my friend for reasons other than why I choose the friends I have. Basically for their own personal gain or for the appearance of hanging around wealthy people. Now this next part isn't the case for all women or anything like that. Girls might start showing interest in me or flirting with me just because they think I have a lot of money. And that's not a reason why I want to be with somebody. Lastly, by looking rich, I would probably become a target for crime and people begging for money. Let's say I'm walking around town late at night wearing something similar to what I have right now. Maybe I'm wearing some more jewelry or even like a nice bracelet or something. I'm immediately going to be on any robber's radar just because I'm carrying around significant value on my person that they could take away from me in just a matter of a few seconds. Chances are when I'm out for a night on the town dressed like this, I probably got a nice little wad of cash on me as well. I mean, someone could easily stick me up in a dark alley or something for like $1,000 or $1,500 just from what I'm wearing right now. Not to mention beggars and homeless people are probably a lot more likely to approach me because I look like I have a lot of money. Because people are probably gonna start approaching me trying to sell things or bribing me to give them money for some reason. Now don't get me wrong, I don't just wanna look like a bum all the time or like I have nothing to offer other people. There are definitely times when first impressions are everything. Like if I decide to splurge and go to a nice restaurant for dinner, I want to present myself as somebody who's going to leave a good tip for the server, and in turn that hospitality worker is probably more likely to give me better service because I'm dressed for the occasion and look like I do well for myself. Or if I go to do business somewhere like at a bank with a client or another financial institution, I want them to see me as somebody who's serious about doing business rather than a nobody who doesn't do much or doesn't have much to offer them. Now let's see what happens when I decide to look like I'm broke. I don't feel like I have to impress other people with my looks or flashy cars, clothes, possessions. I put most of my money after expenses into investments, business, real estate, and then my money works for me and grows for me. Also, my friends will like me for my personality, my hobbies, my interests, and genuine connections with them. Maybe at some point they'll even say something like, Mitchell, you've been wearing that shirt for the last 5 years. Are you ever going to go shopping? Or even, hey man, are you okay? Do you have enough money to buy clothes? And that will open up the door for me to talk to them about building wealth. In terms of crime or begging, nobody's really going to bother me because I don't look like I have a lot of money. Lastly, like I said, there are plenty of opportunities where you want to present yourself as doing well for yourself. Maybe it's a friend's wedding and you want to wear a nice suit, or a funeral or a serious occasion where it would be disrespectful to show up in jeans and a t-shirt. Or a job interview or a business meeting where you want to leave a good impression for potential financial opportunities. At the end of the day though, I could really give a shit about what other people think of my appearance. I'd rather be comfortable in my own skin, driving something I can afford, actually owning the possessions I have, splurging on the finer things once in a while, and putting my extra money into things that build wealth. Thanks so much again for watching, y'all. Let me know what you think in the comments below. How have you found kind of how people have treated you differently just based on your appearance or what you're wearing? What are some occasions where you might want to present yourself as doing well for yourself versus other occasions where you might want to look like you don't have a lot of money?